Hello, everybody, and welcome to Silent Podcast, the place where everything but silent. I'm your host, Isaiah, and I'm here with my co-host, Sabrina. Sabrina,
hi. Hey, what's up?
and
I'm
we
tired.
to talk about Total Drama Island episodes 17 and 18. Lance, coming off of a flight, he played a live game, so he will be possibly joining us later. We will see. We don't know yet. But we're here to talk about it. Sabrina, what are your initial thoughts on episodes 17 and 18?
I don't like him.
Okay. I can't wait to give some commentary. I'll be your phone line today. But without going into super details, what didn't you like about them, Sabrina?
I just thought the writing for like the eliminations was so weird, and it just kind of, I don't know, like the first one didn't make sense logically. The second one just seemed total BS. Like the writers were like, "Nah, this sounds cool. Let's just do it," and it just, I don't know, nothing made sense.
All right. Well, we are here to talk about it. And we might as well just hop right into it. So episode 17 is called Hide and Be Sneaky. And this one, it's a fun challenge, right? I mean, is this a fun challenge?
The challenge part was I liked it. I like the challenge part.
Okay. It's basically, I think I know what you like it, but it's basically a hide and seek challenge, and Chef has to go find all the campers. I'm assuming it's because of Chef that you like it, but we get a lot of Chef content in this episode. Basically, he goes around hunting people with a water gun, and if he hits you with it, you're out. If you get to the lifeguard stand on a dock first, then you're immune. The first person, at least, who gets it is immune. If you are found and you go find other people and rat other people out, you will also be immune. Mm-hmm. So, that was a little interesting aspect there. They need to find a way to make Heather immune somehow. So there you go.
Exactly.
So we start this episode out and we're seeing Heather and Lindsay hanging out, and Heather is reacting because Lashana put shreds in her clothes. This is further validation that there's a feud between Lashana and Heather because of the Trent situation last episode, obviously. And this is actually the first time, this is like foresight to what's going to happen in the next episode, which we'll talk about later. But Lindsay is being herself, trying to be friendly, and Heather gets annoyed with her, takes her soda, drinks it, and throws it on the ground. And Lindsay's like, and she's like, Heather's kind of being mean. And it's interesting how they started this early. But what did you think about that when you first saw it, Sab?
I mean, at that point, I was just like hoping for a revolt on Lindsay's side. Like, she's so close. Like she said it before. Like, this is the first time that she's mentioned like not loving Heather's attitude. So for her to say it again, like, gets me like really excited to like think that she might actually turn on her. So that's what I was hoping. That's what I was hoping initially when I saw that, for sure. And Heather's just, I feel like Heather's getting worse and worse. I feel like she's just kind of like spiraling downwards, because I feel like at first she was a little more like covert about like what she was doing and a little more like under the radar, but now she's like blatantly just being a jerk like to everybody, and it's just getting worse.
Okay, so like we said, Chris explains the challenge like usual. Oh, and real quick, actually, no, Lashana and Gwen actually have a bonding moment about the whole Trent thing. So this is like almost furthering pushing that friendship. Yeah. But anyway, Chris explains the hide and seek challenge like we were saying. And basically, it starts, and it's funny. Lindsay is really bad at this challenge from the rip. She doesn't know where to hide. She's hiding under a cover. She's hiding in the bathroom stall. All these bad places. Lashana honestly has the smartest strategy where she's literally under the dock, but she's just like underwater with like a breathing tube. Lashana killing these challenges, by the way. I will say that.
Loving that. I love that. Like she's so smart, and like she's killing it.
And it's interesting because you guys were saying initially, like a couple episodes ago, like she needs to pick it up. Like she isn't really being too active in these episodes, but like these last 3, maybe 4 episodes, she's got a big jump.
No, she really has. Like she is doing so much better, and like I think she's doing a really good job. Like she's in a good spot.
All right, so we're going to see sorry. So we're going to see a guys alliance almost forming as well here with Duncan. Duncan with the rest of the guys like DJ, Owen, and who's the other guy? Oh, and Jeff. They're going to create something here, and it gets a little complicated because Jeff is interconnected with Bridget still, so it gets a little awkward there. But
I just realized why that person went home.
there you go.
Just realized it right now. Oh
yeah. And it's actually interesting because Owen, like we said last episode, is like the last person that's still interconnected with like the last tribe. The girls are mainly from that side, and he's the last guy remaining from over there. Just like Bridget is the last girl remaining from over there. So it's interesting dynamic there. But Owen, honestly, he's been waiting for this guy situation, someone to bring him in, and he's finally there. He kisses their foreheads, and Owen has a lot of these moments.
I know he's like so manly, yeah, and then he's like kissing their foreheads. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was cool. And like not surprising either, because like Duncan is definitely the more of the mastermind of any of the guys there. Like he's definitely the most strategic one, so of course he'd be the one to make the alliance.
So, like we said, we're going to see this challenge start. A lot of interesting hiding places, like Jeff's on the top of a tree. Gwen's hiding under like a patch of grass.
Yeah.
We see Izzy following Chef like most of this episode.
That was my favorite part of the whole episode. Whenever Izzy was like just doing like the whole time and doing all of his moves behind him. God, that cracked me up so much. I was like, oh my God, I can't with her. She's so psycho, but it's so funny. Like she's just constantly like, she's too happy, like she says like the big, like crazy smile all the time.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I love it.
I know you guys weren't too happy of her coming back, but she brings entertainment value.
Honestly, like, I'm not like, it wasn't so much like I was sad that Izzy was back. We were sad because Courtney wasn't back.
Yeah.
So like, we like Izzy. I think she's really funny. Like I like her character.
So another thing that's interesting, Bridget accidentally gets like these lights stuck to her ankles, and that's going to affect her for like the rest of the episode. But
they're tied to her, like how
cartoon logic, I guess,
Girl, I know. I was just like so confused watching her. I was like, girl, like no.
So we're gonna see Lindsay struggling for a hiding spot again. She finally finds a place, which is in the kitchen, but Heather's already there, and she's like, "You can't hide with me. Like what are you doing?" Yeah, right. And like she's very mean to Lindsay again. Like the only person who is willing to work with Heather here. She's just like blatantly mean to her. Like I think she's had, a mixture of she's probably tired of Lindsay just like being very ditzy, and she's probably annoying to her. But still, like for someone who's desperate for allies and who wants to win the game, not a good social game, right?
No.
So, Chef finally finds where they're at and basically captures Lindsay and Heather, and those are the first two captured. Yes. We're going to see Chef Hatchet actually find Izzy by accident. She sneezes, but she's like hiding on a roof, and he just doesn't care about the challenge after this. He's just like him and her getting like this fight scene, which I thought was really entertaining.
That was so funny too. I was like, literally, like Izzy would know like martial arts, like she would. And I love how Chef like knows just as much as she does. I love how his degree was in, what was it, manhunting?
Yeah, something like that.
He has a diploma and a professional degree in manhunting. And I was like, oh my God.
He was in the military too. You remember that challenge? He has the background for it. So Izzy, Lindsay, and Heather are all caught. With the remaining people, we see DJ and Owen. They accidentally run into each other and they get themselves caught. You see Bridget gets sprayed by a skunk, which will also carry on to the rest of the episode. Yeah. She eventually gets caught, and that stink is there for the rest of the episode. Jeff gets caught, yada yada. When DJ and Owen gets caught, it's a perfect opportunity for Heather here. She and Lindsay find them technically. And Lindsay brings up a really good point here. She's like, how about we both turn one in and we can both be immune? And Heather's like, no, get your own. And she turns in both of them Which honestly, like I get it, but it doesn't really make sense. Like you can share the
Makes
wealth.
no sense. Because if she's gonna be immune regardless, what's the point of not sharing it? Like, it makes no sense to me. Like like I said, she's just being blatantly worse and worse, and that just hurts her social game, which you need to win. Like, you can't just have no allies. Like, I mean, I guess you could like win challenges all the way through, but even if you get to the end, like nobody's gonna vote for you. Like,
It's like honestly, what is the benefit of like all these mean events leading up to episode 18? Like 2 episodes worth of just like digging in. Like
yeah,
even if like she goes home, like you gotta also remember that like there's a jury, and
yeah.
not looking too good here for Heather.
Yeah, that's what
But
she's missing because I mean she's got good strategy. Like obviously she can win comps, but it's just that's the one thing that she's really lacking is that jury management, like social aspect of the game.
So lastly, Chef's gonna find Duncan, Chef's gonna find Gwen, and Chef thinks, oh, I found everybody. And he's like, wait, where's Lashana? They run back and Lashana wins her third immunity in a row, I think.
Yes, third. Oh my god. And I love how Chef was like, I've looked everywhere. Wait, the water. Like, how did you not look at the water? That's where you started. Like,
that was a great idea, honestly.
So good. I'm so glad she won.
So we're gonna actually get some strategy here. A rare thing, right?
For real.
So Owen accidentally spills the beans to Gwen that there's a guy's in line. She didn't even ask for it. He just like blurted it all out. Bad strategic move for Owen.
Poor Owen.
But we're going to see Gwen take this to the other girls, and she goes to what is Lashana, Heather, Lindsay, Izzy, and Bridget. And they're like, we don't like each other, but we got to stick together because we will get picked off by these guys if we don't vote. Like, we have the numbers right now. What's the point of not voting together?
Right.
And basically they want to vote out Owen initially. I think Heather's the one that threw Owen's name out, but I think Izzy was like, I don't want to do it. And then I think there was another I think it was a mixture of, what was it? Some people wanted to vote Owen.
Yeah, so
like there was another name.
Heather wanted to vote Owen.
Mm-hmm.
And so she told Lindsay to vote for Owen. And then she's like, Izzy, vote with us and you'll be my best friend. And then Lashana and Gwen were like, no, don't do it. Because
they wanted to vote Duncan, right?
Yeah, Gwen and Lashana wanted to vote for Duncan. But I don't know about Bridget. I don't know who Bridget voted for.
I think Bridget naturally voted with Gwen and Lashana.
But that would make it a tie.
Let me see. Because if you think about it, let me see real quick. I actually have a voting chart right in front of me. So let me pull it up real quick. So
no, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. Because if Izzy, if
we play the number games, Gwen, Lashana, Izzy, and Bridget, that's 4, right?
Right.
Those 4 vote Duncan. Heather and Lindsay probably vote Owen. Probably. And then the rest of the guys. See, Jeff said he didn't vote. I think Jeff threw his vote. I don't know where. Ooh, I gotta think about it. Like, it's a deep.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it again. Now it doesn't make sense again as to why that person went out.
Oh, you know what? Maybe Heather and Lindsay voted. Do you think they voted Bridget with them?
I think the only logical thing that happened was all the 4 guys voted for Bridget, which that's the only thing we haven't talked about. It's like the 4, they wanted to vote for Bridget.
Well, Jeff didn't vote with them.
I think he did, but just told
said he didn't, remember?
See, that's what confuses me, because if the 4 guys voted for Bridget, that's 4, right? That's a majority. So let's say that Bridget, Lashana, and Gwen vote for Duncan. That's 3. And let's say Izzy, Heather, and Lindsay vote for Owen. That's 3. And that's also not a majority. So Bridget goes home.
I think those 3 guys voted to take out Bridget.
Yeah.
And then I think Heather also voted with them. And then I think maybe Lindsay voted Owen.
Okay.
And maybe the rest of the girls voted Duncan. I just don't know where Jeff threw his vote. I don't know where he threw his vote.
That's the one thing that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, it could have been that. It could have been a 4-3-3, maybe in different ways.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been like, and maybe Jeff could have went for Owen, and then maybe threw another girl, and then Heather could have done Bridget instead.
Look at us nerding about numbers.
Yeah, because like that. Because normally we get like a pretty decent idea of like where the votes are. But, like this one was kind of way out of nowhere for me.
It's
like
all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, I'm trying to think of any instance that episode that Bridget like pissed off Heather. Because like,
well, I think it's because since they didn't all come to a consensus about who was going to vote where, maybe they were just like, F it, let's just vote with the guys and just self-preservation mode at that point.
Maybe so. That could
maybe. I
maybe
don't know.
maybe because she's out of the camera too, because she was smelly. I don't know. Yeah, really weird. But, yeah.
That's an interesting thing. Well, you know what? I think after the season, it would be fun to do if there's some confusing votes, like if certain votes fell through, like Courtney, for example. If the Courtney vote didn't fall through and Harold actually went, who would be winning the season? Or like if we figure out who voted where here, if they voted the way they're supposed to, who would have won the season? Like I think it would be interesting if we did something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or even, I mean, the Lindsay one, which we're about to talk about. Yeah, like if that didn't happen.
Yeah, there's been a couple of instances where I'm just like, of course it's a TV, it's a cartoon of a TV show, but but still,
I'll take it seriously, Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm just like, huh?
But just fast forward through the rest of it. So basically, bottom three: Duncan, Owen, and Bridget. Bridget goes. We'll have to figure out the numbers eventually, but Bridget leaves. Jeff tries to go for a kiss, but I mean, she stinks like a skunk.
Yeah.
But he reveals here that he did not vote with the guys, and Duncan's like, "You didn't?" So Duncan and Jeff. I feel like this is almost like this is almost like the second time that Duncan and Jeff have butted heads about this, because the first time was during the eating comp where he was helping Bridget with stuff, and then now here. So I don't think Duncan really appreciates Jeff almost sabotaging it. It is not a smart strategy on Jeff's part either.
No, Jeff needs to figure it out.
So there goes episode 17 on a scale of 1 to 10. How did you feel about it, Sabrina?
I mean, I liked the challenge is fun. I actually liked that part of it a lot. The only part I didn't like was the end, because it didn't really make a lot of sense. So I would say a solid 8. Like it was fun. It was it was funny. Like overall, just the end was weird.
All right. So that was episode 17. The next episode is episode 18, and it's called Off the Chain. This is just like the Courtney episode, one of the very iffy episodes for me, where I'm not sure about the outcome, but I mean we're gonna get to it. So we're going to start out with you're seeing the guys in the girl, everyone's hanging out basically, and like usual, Heather is honestly like the what's the word for it, like she's kind of like the loner now, where she used to be like the popular one. No one really wants to associate with her, minus Lindsay, and Lindsay's trying to be nice again, and you see Heather being mean to her once again, hitting her with a fly swatter, just really being mean to Lindsay. But Lindsay's trying to stay loyal. That's what sheep do. And we're gonna see Chris, and he basically says, we're doing a racing challenge, and basically everyone has to make like a bike out of like a bunch of junk that they found, like usual, and they just have to make the best dirt bikes possible, and they're gonna have to do they're first of all, whoever makes the best one with this will get a challenge advantage, in which we'll talk about later, and then they'll do a final race, and whoever comes in last for that will be eliminated. There's no votes this episode, so that's interesting. I think, when's the last time they've done something like that, where it's like no votes? It comes down to a challenge. I don't think they've done that yet.
I don't think so. I don't think they've ever done that.
Yeah. So we're going to see, basically, to make a long story short, a series of people doing a horrible job creating bikes. So you get the usual Owen one-offs where he does something silly like usual, where he farts and a seagull dies.
God. That poor seagull does not have the plastic ring around it.
Yeah.
Shot. I'm like, that poor bird.
We're gonna see you know, people like Lashana and Izzy, basically like they're working on a bike, and Izzy's like, "Oh, Lashana, you want to test ride this with me?" And they're like, "Sure." And Izzy just goes for the rest of the episode. You don't
Oh,
see
the
them.
entire episode. Like,
Yeah,
what?
by logic, I feel like they should have been voted out too, right? Like,
Okay, literally my thought. Actually,
yeah,
my thought there. Yeah.
it was a little weird, but I mean, okay. Um, but Heather convinces Lindsay to create her bike for her. And what she gets her to do is to basically steal a motor out of, what was it, Chef's motorcycle,
Yeah.
and put it on hers. So, I mean, I don't know what the mechanics are with putting a bunch of junk and a
Right?
motor together, but somehow
Bro.
she made it work.
Yeah.
Lindsay, the person who doesn't know how to cut sushi, knows how to be a mechanic. So,
Who knew?
what did you think about Heather getting Lindsay to make her bike for her?
It's just I at this point was hoping that if Lindsay didn't turn on Heather this episode or the next, I was gonna lose it. I was getting so tired of that dynamic of like Heather just constantly being like, "Oh, do this for me, do that for me. Like, I need to win, help me win, and then I'll keep you safe." Like, it's like the same tired story over and over again. And so for me, like, it's only funny for so long. Like, and
Yeah.
so for me, I really wanted to switch up. And so I was just getting to the point where I was like so over it. Like, and the fact that she like actually got her to do it. Like, it's just like, come on, Lindsay, like get it together. Like, let's figure this out.
All right. So Chris reviews everyone's cars. Or say cars, bikes. I personally just to make a side comment, I thought that Duncan and Gwen had the coolest bikes. I like Duncan's skull in the front of his,
Yeah.
and I liked Gwen's like little wings or whatever. I know Jeff called his bike Bridget, like he just goes through it this
Oh
entire
my god, that
episode.
was so funny. When Jeff was like, "I needed Bridget," and he's like crying in the outhouse, "Bridget." I was like, "Oh, poor buddy." I liked Owen's big wheel.
The fun machine. There you go.
I like that one, the big wheel. That'd been fun.
Oh, and Lashana and Izzy, like we said, are just disappeared. They're just riding
Really,
everywhere the
all
rest
episode, they're just like riding around the forest, like whatever.
Now, Chris basically said everyone has to ride the bike that isn't theirs. I think I forget what the criteria was to who switches with who.
It was a draw, a random draw.
There you go. But at the end of the day, Lindsay ends up getting the bike that she created. So I mean, it's like karma, I mean, she did it. So
Like, here's the thing. I do not understand these rules. They make no damn sense. If you are gonna ride somebody else's bike, it should just be you and the bike. Like, it shouldn't be that your bike goes to the person who it originally belonged to and they get to race in the finale. What the hell? I mean, no sense. Because if you heard that and you're like, "Oh, I got my enemy's bike," I'm just gonna sit and park. Like, I'm not gonna move. Like, why would you even try to win? There's no point. Like, because it's not you getting to race unless somebody else who's riding your bike gets across the line. So why was that rule even made? Like, it made sense to me. Like, I was actually really hoping that it was just for the entire time that you rode somebody else's bike, because then it would real karma, because Lindsay would have been able to have Heather's bike the entire time, which would have been hilarious, and that would have been great. And I was hoping for that, because then she would have won. Awesome. But the fact that it was that twist around was so weird to me. Like, there was no point in doing that.
There's a fan theory out there. Even up to this point, like up to this point, that production wanted the drama, so that's why they keep giving Heather they keep shifting things so Heather keeps like surviving,
Yeah.
Like even here, like by their rules, like she should have not won immunity, but she did.
Right.
And it didn't make any sense, and I think we saw this with previous stuff, like somehow Heather gets the chest during the treasure hunt that has the immunity, or what was the episode before this one, the hide and seek, Heather finds these two people, and realistically she should only got it for one, but she got two of them, and so on and so forth. So it's like it's interesting how that theory is out there, that like, oh, production secretly, Chris secretly wants the ratings to go up, so they keep her there. But I mean, obviously there's no confirmation of that. That's just a fan theory.
It does seem like that. I mean, obviously, at this point, it's just getting ridiculous. I was like, okay, like, I don't know. It's too much.
So there you go. So we're gonna go to the actual race, and basically everyone's flopping. Like Owen flops, Duncan on Lindsay's pony bike flops, DJ wearing his armor flop. Everyone flops, and like the rules said, like realistically speaking, LaShawn or Izzy should have left because they didn't compete, or who was in last place? I think it was Duncan, right? Was it Duncan or DJ or
Well, so it's funny because like Owen exploded and
yes.
he still crossed the line after he exploded.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. So in my eyes, it should have been Duncan because Duncan like was stuck in the oil slick and that was it.
Yeah.
He was there. So yeah. So knowing that was the case, like so whenever Chris was like, okay, whoever crosses last, I'm like, okay. So in my head, it was going to be either Owen or Duncan.
Yeah.
Home and that's just my theory, just because I figured that Heather would win and then Lindsay would be right behind her. That's what I really thought was going to happen. And that did happen technically. And so Heather getting across the line did not surprise me. Like I said, I expected her honestly to win. And then whenever Duncan and Owen like couldn't figure it out and Lindsay crossed the line, I was like, oh, so now what? Is it going to be like a sudden death thing, or is it going to be who gets their bike across like the line, who rolls it across the line?
Mm. Now during this race though, well, Lindsay does everything like perfectly, but when she does this, is like making a perfect pathway for Heather to get through. Now since Lindsay gets stuck at the very last task, but you know, Heather, since she cleared the way for Heather basically finishes the race. Now, Chris's technicality was that since all the other bikes were broken, and those are the only two that survived, that by technicality, Lindsay is last and Heather first. Honestly, it makes me think like I should have just broke my bike and I would have been immune, you know.
For real.
Yeah.
Everyone would have been immune, you just go to a vote. Like that was so stupid. Like that, I don't know. That really bothered me. That whole technicality.
Now, Lindsay here is asking Heather, you know, since I made the bike and like you guys should, you should give the immunity to me. Now here, I you know, this is Lindsay's fault for doing all this stuff for Heather. I wouldn't have given my immunity up either.
Right.
But the way Heather handles it, she's like, I'm not giving my immunity to you because then I'll have to leave. And Lindsay's like, why are you okay with this? Like, she's like, do you even feel bad? She's like, no. She's like,
I know it was bad. Yikes.
Lindsay's like, I thought we were friends. She was like, no, I just did it for the competition. She's like, we're on TV, we're here for money. Like I said, I understand the competitive nature of it, but there's a certain way you treat people. And everyone honestly is seeing who Heather really is, how heartless she is. And Lindsay is just done. She snaps. She curses Heather out there. And I don't know what was the edit for you? Did you get the beep or did you get the inserted words?
Inserted words, and it was like a different pitch. And so I knew it was like edited. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So is the original just beeps?
Yeah, it's just a beep. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that would have been funnier. Because like you could tell, because she starts off with her real voice, and then it's like mean bully of a girl. Okay.
How did you feel about Heather getting cursed out finally though?
Amazing. I'm like so glad, even though it took her like literally getting eliminated, like I'm glad that she finally came to her senses and realized what has been going on with her this whole time.
Yeah.
So that was really nice, like to actually see that happening, because she was the one person that really needed to like obviously know what was happening, and she just wasn't seeing it until finally now. So I'm glad for her to have that peace and to like tell her off. That was great. I love how at the end she's like, your shoes are tacky. Like, you go, girl.
Lindsay's so funny. She's like, what she calls Gwen Greta. She calls Lashana LaQuisha. She doesn't know anyone's name, honestly.
No,
it's really
like,
funny.
bye, guys. And whenever her and Owen like hugged, that was so cute. They started becoming really good friends.
So basically, Lindsay is out here. She's rooting against Heather. I don't know anyone who's rooting for Heather, but you know, it is now final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, final 8. And you know, the girls had an opportunity the last 2 episodes to get a guy out, or at least the 17, and they have the numbers, but two girls leaving back to back, it now evens the odds. The guys are like this. I
Yep.
mean, Duncan and Jeff, but the guys are like this, and the girls
Or
aren't.
literally, no.
It's Gwen and Lashana with Heather there, and then Izzy's just kind of doing her own thing. So it's not looking too good for the girls.
No.
But how did you rate episode 18, Sav?
Honestly, it might be one of my least favorite episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say like maybe a 6. Yeah, I don't know, because the challenge is weird to me. All the rules in the challenge were weird to me, and obviously the left sucked. Like my favorite part of the episode was whenever she obviously called out Heather. That was like the best part.
Yeah.
But everything else, I was kind of like, I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, real quick, I didn't even see this. Zach said he thought that Izzy joined the guys to protect Owen during that one vote. That's a good theory. I didn't even think that.
Yeah, that could be like something for sure.
Yeah,
it's still definitely off. Like the whole vote situation.
So there you have it. That's episode 17 and 18. Wow, you guys are almost done. But we'll have to ask Lance for his input next time. But almost out of here. Final 8. Exciting. So, Sab, you have all the power tonight for the second time this season of everything. So here's what you guys had last time. So the first episode, Bridget, a D-lister left.
Good.
And Lindsay, a C-lister left. So you guys are on the right path. No, not at all. Leaving the final 8. So we might as well just hop into it. So Gwen, let's see. Quite 2 episodes for Gwen. But that her and Lashana are like this. Like they're tight. And I think the girls realize they need to work together, but they just can't do it. So Gwen's just, her closest ally is Lashana, but it's weird now. So how do you think about Gwen here?
So despite the girls not being able to get it together, like the guys still aren't targeting Gwen. Like they never said her name. Like they were talking mostly about Heather and Bridget. Those are the 2 names they're really going for. So at this point, it looks like the guys are still going to target Heather over anybody else. So I think Gwen is still in a good spot. And like, even though it was kind of like a weird thing, Owen still did tell her first about the guys alliance. So clearly she's got some trust in Owen, which is good for her. And she seems to be like, yeah, so that's good for her, I think. And she's obviously in a great position with Lashana. Like I feel like that's definitely a final 2, like unspoken at this point. So I think she stays where she's at.
All right, so Gwen stays in Superior.
Yeah.
So next we have Lashana, who she didn't win 18. I mean, technically, I'm not going to count her for 18 because she was stuck with Izzy the whole episode.
She was just out loud, having a joyride. It's fine.
Who says that Lashana? They were probably like, oh, we can't have Lashana win another competition, so we have to keep her.
That's what it was.
Well, Lashana is low key on a comp streak. I don't count last episode. And she's killing it. Like we said, her closest ally is Gwen. The only opposition she has is what? Heather, and Heather didn't do anything.
That's just Heather, yeah. Like,
and Oh, real quick, I was just gonna say Lashana and Gwen are both on to Duncan, and said Duncan needs to leave. So I mean,
yep.
But go ahead. What's your thoughts on Lashana?
No, I want to put her up to Superior. I think she's
okay.
Yeah, I think literally she's proved herself. Like she's won a bajillion competitions. She is really tight with Gwen, and Gwen's in a good spot. And you're right. They also were on the same page of Duncan is a strong player and need to get him out. So clearly they're thinking strategically of who's a threat, and they're correct. So I think, and also nobody's really said Lashana's name either. Like she's never really been a target, even though she herself has like spread names around, and she's like made some moves and like getting Trent out, and she's not afraid to show who she doesn't care for. And sometimes that can hurt you, but in her case, like she's totally fine. So yeah, I think she's killing it.
Interesting you even say that, because now that I think about it, up to now, like Heather, even though she's like probably Lashana's biggest opposition, she's always targeted Gwen over Lashana.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like it is interesting to me. So like she's clearly like playing very well to where she's trying to get her targets out, but she's not being targeted herself.
Now, is Lashana under or above Gwen?
I'm still gonna put her below Gwen for now.
Okay.
I think Gwen has a little more leeway with the guys right now,
Okay.
but it could change.
All right, so next is Duncan, the leader of the Guys Alliance. It seems like all the guys minus like Jeff, maybe. No, I mean
Yeah,
with Bridget gone, Jeff kind of like he's not really even opposing Duncan anymore. Like
right.
Duncan is seen as the leader of the guys. The only people who want him is like Lashana, Gwen, and maybe Heather. So the girls basically. I mean, Izzy's such a wild card.
Yeah.
But Duncan is in a very dominant position. And he's not winning challenges, but in terms of strategy, he's up there right now. How do you feel about Duncan, Sab?
So for him, oh,
You're good. Sabrina is stepping in her kitchen, everybody. You're fine.
okay. So with him, it's hard to say. Like, I think I'm gonna keep him right where he is, only because I feel like with Gwen and Lashana really coming up on him, like his days might be numbered. I feel like there could be, especially with the whole Jeff situation, like maybe the girls could turn Jeff against him.
Yeah.
So I think that's a possibility. So I think he's a little bit in danger, but he is a good strategist. So that's definitely helping him. Oh shit! Sorry, my computer is.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm trying to get my computer to charge, and it's not charging.
All good, all good. Okay. But you said basically Duncan's going to stay where he's at.
Yeah, he's a great strategist. He has the right idea with the Guys Alliance, and clearly he got out his target of Bridget, so that's a plus. But I don't know how much longer he's going to be here because he is such a threat, and the girls already see that.
Okay.
So that could be a problem for him.
All right, so Duncan will stay in B. Owen. So how do you feel about Owen? Owen here is a part of the Guys Alliance. I don't think the guys know that Owen squealed. I don't think they know that he. But I mean, obviously, Gwen wasn't willing to vote out Owen when they threw his name out because he gave her information. So Owen seems to be in good favor with Gwen at least. I don't think Owen hasn't been targeted the entire season.
Yeah, not really. Like I feel like he only got votes last time because Heather was just trying to like say another random name. Like I don't think she really had any. Sorry. Okay. I don't think. Like I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because like Heather wanted to vote for him because he was like nice. Like I don't know. It was just there wasn't really a reason to target him.
Yeah.
So it didn't really make sense to me. So for him, I think he stays where he's at because he's in the Guys Alliance. He is, again, he talked to Gwen a little bit, so he's a little bit close on that side. Half of the girls want to keep him already, and they don't want to vote for him. So he's got more numbers than I think we realize.
Okay.
Because he's got the guys and some of the girls. And yeah, you're right. I don't think anybody knows that he told like Gwen about it.
Mm-hmm.
And people still like him.
So Owen stays in B.
Yeah.
Okay. So next is Heather. Ooh. So I mean, Heather is very hard because I think Heather, despite not winning challenge, well, actually she won last challenge. Heather is immune a lot, and I think a lot of people want to take shots at Heather, but she's always immune. Yeah. So it's kind of impossible. I think the only time they could have taken a shot at her, they decided not to because Eva was there and she was like making people uncomfortable.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But people want to take Heather out, but she's always immune. The number that she had is gone. So like Heather officially, unless she makes another alliance, officially has like no numbers in the game. No social capital, no room to be strategic. Right. She has to like rely on comps unless something changes here. Yep. So how do you feel about Heather?
So I think with Heather, I think I'm gonna move her down to below or above DJ.
Okay.
It's hard because she is winning a lot of comps, but we talked about how it could be just be production rigging in for her. You never know. Like so, it could be it. It totally could be. But she is still winning comps. At the same time, like you said, she doesn't have her main ally anymore. Lindsay's completely out of the game. So that really hurts her a lot because she was relying a lot on Lindsay to get her through a lot of these challenges. I see her trying to make an alliance with Izzy. I thought that's her last hope, basically, at this point, especially with the girls. That's like her go-to. And she's already kind of tried that multiple times whenever Izzy came back. She has tried to get her on her side. So I think she's going to try that again and make her new Lindsay. And then she might, if she's really wanting to win this game, she's going to have to go with Izzy and then try and get some of the guys on her side. She has to, or else she's done for, like, the next time she loses a comp. Because the guys already were wanting to vote her out, but couldn't because she had won immunity that round. So I think if she doesn't win any comps, then I think she could very well be gone very soon. But who knows? Because I feel like she's done so many things in the past to where she's twisted it around to her benefit. So I'm definitely not ruling her out completely.
And the other thing working against her, I forgot, Duncan still thinks that she's responsible for Courtney's elimination too. Remember that?
Right.
I forgot about that.
Oh shoot, yeah. Yeah, she's on thin ice right now.
Yes, she is.
Again, I don't think that she can't turn it around for herself because she's done it multiple times before. So like I said, I can't completely rule her out. Okay.
So next is DJ. DJ is not being targeted by anyone, I think. He's a part of the Guys Alliance, and I think he's literally the only guy that like everyone seems to be cool with. Yeah, like I don't, I think Lashana likes him. I think Gwen likes him. Heather hasn't had any interaction with him. I don't think Izzy has an issue with him. Like DJ is just being DJ, and he's doing his thing. But how do you feel about DJ?
Yeah, DJ's great. Like he's in like an official alliance now, which is good for him. He's not being targeted. He was winning comps. Like he's proven that he can win comps. He's just adorable. So, I like him. But I'm debating, I don't know. Like I'm debating if I should switch him and Heather or not, only because they're just so contrasting. Because like DJ hasn't had to really fight for himself and hasn't had to be sneaky and like get things to go his way, but Heather has, even though DJ's like technically in a better spot to win. But I think Heather has a better chance of turning things around for herself to be good.
Okay.
Than DJ does. Like I feel like DJ wouldn't be able to like make like a change in the game to where he would stay over somebody else if he was like one of the targets. Just because he hasn't really proven that strategically yet. So I think I'm going to keep him where he's at.
All right. The last two, Izzy and Jeff. So Izzy, super wild card. Like she goes where the wind blows her. Like one week she wants to work with Heather, she'll work with Heather. Right. Another week she wants to vote with Gwen and the girls, she'll work with them. She seemed to defend Owen that one time. So she goes where she wants. Izzy is honestly the biggest wild card out of all of them. How do you feel about her?
So with Izzy, I like her character because she's funny. Like she definitely brings it for sure. I don't know if that's going to play into her being like an easy vote out, or if it's going to play to her being a swing vote. Because I feel like she could be because she has no legitimate ties. She came in later in the game after being voted out, so she didn't really have that time to like make strong bonds. But she really could be a huge deciding factor in like a vote coming up. She really could be a swing vote. So I think that's a big thing for her and could be really important for her game. So I don't know. I kind of want to put her behind DJ, but I don't think she's really done enough yet for me to really see that she is truly trying to win this game. I feel like she's just, mess around and just be ridiculous. She hasn't really said one thing about winning the game. She's just kind of having fun, it seems like.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep the pretty much her and Jeff in the same spots because if Izzy has a pivotal moment of a vote, I'll move her up. But right now she's just kind of hanging out.
Another week with Jeff with a G at the bottom. You guys just think Jeff is playing such a bad game.
Well, so here's the thing. He has his alliance, which is great, but not he didn't turn on his alliance, but like he didn't vote with his alliance when they just had made this alliance, and they know about it, and they like hung him upside down with the sleeping bag after the episode. So like clearly they're not happy with him, and he's proven that he's not 100% loyal to the guys. Maybe now that Bridget's gone, that might change, because that was his main like reason for not.
I mean, the next episode is crying a lot too. So I mean,
so he's not totally over it. So.
Yeah.
That could be affecting him the rest of the game. He could just be upset about Bridget leaving. So if that's going to continue to affect him, then, you know, he might just be out next. Like the guys might just be like, you know, whatever, like let's get him out. Because
are you shocked that? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying because Duncan was already like not happy that he didn't vote, you know, with him, and yeah.
Are you shocked that Jeff is still here?
A little bit. I feel like he's one of those characters where he's not like a filler character, but like somebody who is like a number. Like he's one of those kinds of people. Like, so I'm not super shocked he's still here, but I see him going soon.
Okay. All right. Well, that is the tier list for the week. Sabrina, second time having all the power. Hopefully Lance agrees with your decision. But you have Lashana for the first time. She went from the bottom to the top.
I
know. She's now superior. Yeah. Well earned. And lastly, editing the tier list once again.
Yeah, I had two.
Ooh.
Oh, Lance had Bridget. Oh, I thought I had Bridget. Oh no.
Ooh.
Bridget. Oh my gosh, no.
So Lance has Owen and Heather left. Yikes.
No. Oh man.
Yikes. You know, Lance got to keep up. I mean, does Lance have a chance? Does Heather and Owen have capital?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think he has a chance. Oh, take Lindsay off mine.
Oh yeah. I put Izzy off.
I straight up thought I had Bridget. Wow. Oops. Yeah. No, I think Lance legit still has a shot to win, because I think Owen and Heather are like still big chances to win this game. So like he really could totally take it with this. So I would not be surprised.
All right. Well, we'll have to hope and see.
Oh man.
We'll have to wait. But not looking good for Lance. So there you have it. That is our week. A little shorter than usual, but you know what? That is perfectly fine. I think we covered everything. Like you said, not the best outcome, but I mean, you know, total drama is total drama.
Yeah.
So thank you for everyone that is watching live or watching at a later time. We appreciate it. If you haven't seen the tweets, please follow and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as the Twitch channel. We are trying to get to 50 followers on the Twitch, so every little bit helps. And we are very thankful for we're at 1,050 subs on YouTube now, so that's awesome. As well as follow us on social media. I mean, the Twitter, we're pushing that a lot. So it's silent_podcast. And yeah, you'll get constant updates and post on whenever we're going live. Literally before we went live here, the Challenge podcast just got finished with their stuff. So check us out. Tomorrow we should possibly have you guys aren't recording the Disney podcast tomorrow, right?
We might be.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We might see a Big Brother podcast tomorrow. We might see a Disney one. We're not sure yet. But look at the social media. We'll get it to you. But Sabrina, thanks for showing up. You know, always a pleasure having you here. Where can people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Sabreezy2492. I'm usually there, just lurking, hanging out. And let's see. The live game I was in March, Victory House Presents The Mole, just dropped their second promo on their YouTube. So type in Victory House Productions on YouTube and click season 3 Mole promo number 2, and episodes drop in June, so look out for that. And what else? The Penthouse season 4 is filming next month, so hopefully we'll be getting some content out pretty soon. I'm super excited for this season. It's gonna be a great cast. And then I'm also playing another mole game in May, the Michigan Mole, so you can follow that on Facebook. So I'll be doing some games in the next few months, so I'm excited.
Awesome. And like usual, Follow me at 8 Ball Bangers. Oh my gosh, I got dry throat. You can follow me at 8 Ball Bangers like usual. And you can see me rant about Big Brother Canada and other reality TV. Wednesday, I should be with Abby and Sasha and Geneva talking about the finale of Temptation Island. I'm
Yay!
so look, if there is anyone that I hate still together, I'm gonna be livid. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, I'm already preparing for the worst, but like
Oh,
we'll see.
I've been there. I've been mentally prepared for weeks.
Yep,
I've done
yep,
it. I was like, I'm ready to be disappointed.
yep.
I just hope that something changes. But
I hope. I really hope.
we're gonna see if the cheaters prevail or the cheaters fail. So we're gonna see. But
Good.
that's all we have for tonight. Thank you for everyone for watching, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye.